Hi, thanks for attending our video presentation today. I'm François from Nobsondy. I'm in charge of innovation, and Denis, who is head of data science, will step in when it will become more technical. We will present today an ongoing project whose main objective is to enhance our capabilities in combining the two types of data we collect. So survey data, of course, and passive data, understood here as web navigation data. So let's start. I'll share my screen. So we will present today a beta version of an online dashboard, which is made at the occasion of the French presidential election, which connects, this dashboard connects opinion towards candidates, so declarative data, and news content, which is read online, so passive data. A few words of context before starting. So how do we proceed? Generally speaking, so we collect web navigation data. Part of our panel has accepted to install on their devices, a laptop or mobile, a tracker which collects their online activities. Typically, we collect URL. So URL, you look like this, and the URL is very rich data because you can analyze this data at a different level. So typically, you can work at a domain level. Kicker.de versus other domain. You can categorize the domain. Is it a news website? Is it a sports news website? And you can work at a content level based on the title. So yeah, obviously, the topic of this article is about this article is about the Hertha Berlin, and you can work on the content of the article per se, what is said about the Hertha Berlin. And you can cross this data with other data. So typically socio-demographic, typical panel data. So who read this given article on Kicker? Were they men or women? Were they old or young? Blah, blah, blah. And you can cross these two types of data with traditional survey data about preferences, beliefs, and so on. So typically, here, if I stick on to the football theme, okay, did the supporters of the Hertha Berlin read this article or not, and so on. If I go to my topic today, so we selected 7 potential candidates to the French presidential elections that will occur in 2022. We surveyed several times the same NatRed sample to collect their opinions over time towards these candidates. So positive, rather negative, or negative. We did it over the past 2 months. And in the meantime, for the same people, we collected passively all the news articles that these people read on all types of online media outlets, except Facebook. Proceeding this way, we are able to link their declarative opinion, so their opinions toward candidates, to their online news consumption. And we will see, we are able to identify the articles which are beneficial or detrimental to a given candidate. Couple of methodological comments. So the size of our passive data panel, our passive tracked panel is 2000. It changes a little bit over time. So this is its structure in July 2021, and we surveyed these people 3 times between mid-July and end of August. And of course, we surveyed in wave 1 everyone, in wave 2 only those who participated in wave 1, and in wave 3 only those who participated in wave 2. Let's see, it's now time to see our dashboard. So I share screen. Let's do it this way. So this building is where the Palais de l'Élysée is where our president lives. Nice building. On the left-hand side, you have a navigation bar. So let's click on opinion. So in the opinion, you have for each candidate the result of the survey. It's pretty usual survey. We display for each wave the percentage of the supporter of each candidate. Supporters meaning those who declared having a totally positive or rather positive opinion. So Macron, let's focus on some candidates. Macron with in yellow is here. Marine Le Pen with the extreme right-wing candidate, main competitor to Macron, is here and it's in black. And Jean-Luc Mélenchon, extreme left-wing candidate, is in red. All these lines, it's not a big surprise, over the past 2 months, opinion didn't change so much, and the lines are pretty flat. And if you are a spin doctor, or if you want to at least an analyst, and you want to understand the dynamic of the campaign, from these results, it's not so easy. So let's see if we can do better with our tool, and let's click on topical issues. Topical issues meaning, okay, what are the topics that matter during the campaign for each candidate. So let's click on topical issues. Here the machine automatically does 2 things. Let's click on Macron rather than Le Pen. Here the machine does 2 things. It categorizes all the articles which are read by those who answer the surveys. So it identifies the articles which are read, okay, of course, by those who answer the survey, and it categorizes these articles. So, for instance, you have health pass, which is a major topic for us in France right now, which is related to COVID. And it can relate these topics to the survey, of course. And to say it in a very simple manner, Denis will give more technical details right after. By crossing the topics and their audience, the machine is as such able to identify groups of articles which are beneficial or detrimental to the given candidate, and how important they are, and meaning how far they impact opinion. Of course, I can change the time frame. Here we are talking about the articles which have been read 1 week before the indicated date. And I clicked on Macron. What we can see here, which is all the COVID-related topics are detrimental to Macron. So we can conclude, or at least make the hypothesis, that at this stage of the campaign, Macron should come up with topics, not necessarily football, but with topics which are not related to COVID. Okay, let's go on. If I click on the health pass, I can access to all the articles which are related to the health pass. So, of course, it's with no surprise, it's mainly about the protests that occurred all over France every Saturday afternoon against the health pass. And here we have the article. So it's in French, I won't go into detail, but here we have all these articles, and we can see the audience of the articles. Let's go on. Okay, I take Marine Le Pen. I can click on Marine Le Pen, but I said Marine Le Pen is the main main competitor to Macron. Let's see what's going on. For of course, she tries to take advantage from the health pass protest, but what we can see is for her also, she's in the same situation as Macron. She can take advantage of it. It is a detrimental topic. Who takes advantage of the health pass protest? It is the extreme left wing that we can see. Jean-Luc Mélenchon. For him, it is a beneficial topic. It is a beneficial topic, which makes sense. It makes sense in France, the rejection of authority, so this, the decision of implementing the health pass with a French fund to reject this decision with a French background. It's more a left-wing issue than a right-wing issue. Let's move on. Okay, I want to act on this campaign. So I know which topic I should come up with, if I want to help Macron, for instance. But okay, where can I enhance my campaign? Where can I put information, push information in order to increase the involvement in my campaign, the interest, and enhance my supporters. So my supporters are here. It's okay. Result of the survey, pretty easy. What is more interesting is I can see where I can find them, and so where I can communicate with them. So which sources of information are more important to them, or where I can find which sources of information have the highest reach among my supporters. Last thing, misinformation. So campaign might be affected by misinformation. So it's important to understand how do people get informed about a candidate. This is the aim of this view. We use different KPIs for this. Some measure the interest and the expertise about the candidate. How long did they spend? How many articles have been read about the candidate? So still Macron. How long did they spend reading it about Macron? Diversity is an indicator for filter bubbles, so it might be interesting to know how many different news outlets are used to get informed about the candidate, and then we can categorize the news outlet. So we can use generic categorization, so type of media outlet. Portal, pure player, press and magazine, TV, and so on. And we can use also more granular categorization about news outlets, so like the one used by, developed by the Institut Montaigne, which is a French think tank. And fake news addict, last thing, refer to those who do not trust declare not trusting institutional media. So it might be an important information to have in mind. And here, when it comes to Macron, high share of fake news addicts is a very striking results. And also, we can understand how complicated it is for Macron to control his narrative, as a lot of information about him comes from uncategorized media outlets, like this one. It's time for me to hand the mic to Denis, who will lift the hood.
So, hi, I'm Denis, and as François just said, I will say a few words about how this works, even though this was not the main point of this presentation. So, actually, the NLP techniques that we used are based on sentence transformers, that is pre-trained language models, which are able to transform sentences into vectors, into so-called embeddings that can then be used. So in our case, we had titles, we have tags. We used a language model that we had fine-tuned for tag detection to get embeddings for this. These vectors, we cluster them. So the idea being that a cluster of titles correspond to titles which share a common topic, which are about the same things. So we have these clusters. They are the ones that François has shown you. And we use the tags to describe those clusters, as François has also shown you. And yeah, I will be happy to discuss during questions if you want to know more about how this works. And now to conclude, just a few words about what we try to do first. The aim, as you saw, is to have some sort of next-gen polling with a real-time measurement of opinion and with an automated identification of the issues that matter. And then the main next step for us would be to be able to integrate social network data and not just the information about the main news outlets as you've seen here. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening, and we'll be happy to get questions.